Hey guys, this is Danny Boy. This time around we will be using the Paladin. The Paladin is essentially just a souped up Carnifex. You purchase it on the Normandy or on the Citadel from Spectre Requisitions for over 200,000 credits for, I think it was 225,000 or so when purchased on the Normandy. That is with a 10% markup. And unfortunately, and as you're about to see, it really is not a huge upgrade from the Carnifex. There really was no way of knowing when purchasing the weapon. But as far as things go, and the little tick mark is the Paladin, it weighs the same, it has slightly less capacity, and it actually makes a big difference because the Carnifex is not a weapon known for its great capacity. They fire at the same fire rate or so. It does just marginally more damage, incredibly slight increase in damage, and they're about the same accuracy. So I'm really not going to go into great detail as far as accuracy is concerned. In fact, I'm just going to compare long range to just confirm that it is the same amount of accuracy at long range. So let's just look at long range. Unscoped, just like the Carnifex, this really is a weapon that you would only shoot at short range from the hip. But let's try long range. And just like the Carnifex, totally ineffective. Of our 4 shots, we did get 2 of them. One in the shoulder, one in the head, but random spread. Totally unreliable. That was just luck. And I can prove that. I think that last shot was a little high anyway, but whatever. And it was a little high. It probably would have hit about there if this weapon had perfect accuracy, but it was way off and to the right. And we got maybe 1 center mass shot, and we got 1 shot in the hand. But again, just totally random spread, not reliable, not something that you should bother with at long range. Let us try down these sights. And again, oops, this is identical really to the Carnifex in terms of accuracy. It's really just slightly more damage, but let's see how it goes down the sights. Should be a pretty good improvement, but still, headshot should be inaccurate at this range. Actually, it was quite accurate at this range, even down the sights, with just down the sights versus a scope. Let's try again. I concluded that the Carnifex really wasn't worth using down the sights for headshots at this range. But let's try again, see if that was more luck than anything. But considering how tightly grouped that was, I'm skeptical. Yes, that actually really was just luck. We had a nice grouping here, much wider grouping here. So you can get headshots, but it's just not reliable. It's not consistent. It doesn't have a consistent spread. So now let's try with a scope. Shoot. Force of habit. Oops. So with the scope, with the Paladin, and again, considerably more accurate, identical to the Carnifex. It became much more accurate at long range when used with a scope, when paired with a scope. Just to compare, this was down the sights. Also down the sights. So as you can see, this weapon is essentially identical to the Carnifex. It just does slightly more damage, but at a greatly reduced capacity. We're talking nearly 15 shots fewer in the reserve and 2 shots fewer in the magazine. And considering you only had 6 shots in the Carnifex, that's saying something. Honestly, guys, I wouldn't buy this weapon. I do not recommend this weapon. This weapon cost hundreds of thousands of credits. I could have purchased the Black Widow, which is a take on the Widow sniper rifle, which as you imagine would probably be very powerful, or the Wraith, which is a take on the Eviscerator. So I would not recommend this weapon. I would save your money for other things. And if you're not interested in those other weapons, there's plenty of things to buy in this game, from upgrades to mods to armor pieces. It's just not worthwhile. Alright guys, well thanks for watching, have a good one, and save your money.